Hello and welcome back to the Liverpool Groove. We're shit. Um, got no other way to. I'm not sugarcoating it anymore. Fuck it. You probably noticed the last few weeks the enthusiasm in that intro has just gone down and down and down. I'm done now. Like this season's a complete write off. Yesterday was just atrocious. Um, in a season of lows, that was somehow one of the lowest a draw to the most out of form team in Europe. Hadn't won, well, still haven't won technically, but no wins for 11 games. Come to Anfield and with a better team, should have won the game most likely, to be honest. Outfought us, outran us, um, out everything us. We didn't really create any chances. Obviously, the free kick was a great moment. Even that shouldn't have really gone in. The keeper should have had it. It wasn't a great free kick by Szoboszlai standards. Um, yeah, it was just terrible. There's really not any other way to say it anymore. Like as I say, I'm not sugarcoating it anymore. Like it's diabolical. Anfield showed it's what it thinks yesterday at the end of the game. I know obviously you went, but the boos are full time. Were justified in my eyes. Like I said it on Twitter last night. Each their own. Anybody who pays to go in the ground and watch that shite and witness a performance that pathetic, if you want to boo it full time, you're fucking well within your rights because it's no less than he deserved. To be quite honest.
I don't know anymore. Like I don't know who I'm blaming. I don't. I hate the most. I think they're just all a gang of shitbags. I thought the first half was entertaining because of Rio Wengamoa. That was our only outlet, our only outball. Midfield still done next to nothing. Always sideways passing. They still managed to look a little bit dangerous when they got through. They looked more dangerous than us. They looked more likely to score than us. More shots on target than us. Outrun us, as I say, outfought us, outbattled us, outtaught us. Fucking just made a mockery of Liverpool, to be fair. Again, like I've said loads of times, I don't know when the manager's getting the fucking blame for absolutely everything. I think he's got to instill some belief into them players, and that instills belief into us. There's no belief at Anfield anymore. People go before kick-off, there was no belief. Before kick-off, we were all saying what we should do to Tottenham because of the standard they are and what we think we're going to do. And I don't think I spoke to anyone who said we were going to win. And we all agreed that if we don't win that game, then it's time for change. But then I watched it again. I watched Arne Slot on the sideline, fucking pulling his hair out if he had any. Like it's like he can't grasp what's going on and why the players are imploding like they did. First half, yeah, like you're just expecting us to come out the second half and have that conversation and blow them away because they were fucking like a Sunday League team. It's like watching the Undateables. They couldn't do anything. They couldn't pass the ball. Couldn't keep the ball in play. They was shite. But somehow, when they attacked us, when they counter-attacked us, they looked more scary than us. They look, and then when it's 1-0 and we come out that second half, it's one of the worst performances I've ever seen from Liverpool in my life. That second half bled onto the sides, bled into the stands. We all knew what was going to happen. We all knew who was going to score. We all knew the type of celebration we were going to be in for, and that's why people were getting off because there was people there who don't usually get off who got off because we all knew what was about to come and no one wanted to witness it. So with 10 minutes to go, when we're hanging on for our lives against Tottenham, people were getting off because we knew they were going to score. We've seen that fucking story too many times this season, and it happened. Just as well, they only scored late because they'd scored another one. We had absolutely nothing about us at all. There was no fight, no energy. And to be fair, you know what I'm like, lad, with support in the ground. When the support's bad or it's not to the level it should be, I fucking kick off. I thought I was in the cop, in the middle of the cop, and they tried to get it going. They tried to influence the team. You'll Never Walk Alone was brilliant before it. It was emotional. You know, we were letting them know we're here. we started singing, we got songs going, we were even singing like Lava Bird on our chest, champ, you know what I mean? Songs like that. And win the championship in May, knowing that we're still the champions, we're still behind you, we know what you've done. And then that second half, mate, people zoned out, and I can't argue with it. Nothing to get up for. You can't sit there and pretend you're watching something that you're not. You can't sit there and pretend you're in support of what you're seeing, because them players didn't deserve the wages that second half. Not one of them deserved paying. That's what the club should be doing to them. You're not getting paid, because that was fucking abysmal. It's a disgrace. It's a disgrace on behalf of themselves to the manager, because it's him who's going to get in the neck. Then he fucking makes the substitutions he makes and makes more pressure for himself. Absolutely kills anything we've got going for us. Once them substitutions came, our game died. Game over. We're not going to score again, and they are going to score. So, and then a full time, the boos. I don't know. I can't speak for anyone who they were booing. Were they booing the players or the manager? I think it's a mix of all. I think it'd be rightly justified to boo every one of them. Personally, if I would have booed, I wouldn't be booing Arne Slot or an individual player. It would be a collective. I'd have been booing the fucking lot of them, because they were all inept, and they all cost us that game in some way or another. There was a few players who, you know, if they'd have come into the crowd, they'd have got a piece of our mind. And there was a few players who you would have put your arm around and said, you know what, we seen you trying there. Allison, you could see the hate on his face. Szoboszlai looked mystified. Salah looked fed up. Gakpo put a fucking good shift in. He tried. He got stuck in. And then you've got players like McAllister, who's just a fucking complete waste of time at the minute. He shouldn't be in the team. Fucking dog shit. Bringing Curtis Jones on to take the Joe Allen role, to pass it backwards non-stop. First thought as soon as he receives the ball is to go backwards, not to make anything happen. Salah got loads of shit. Absolutely loads of shit. As soon as he touched the ball, there was knobheads next to me. Oh, fucking Salah finished. He made a difference when he come on. Made a few misplaced passes, but he got us on the front foot. He tried to make things happen. He tried to get us a goal. He should have had 2 assists. And he could have possibly got on the score sheet himself had his finishing been better. But at least he got us on the front foot. But yeah, collectively, every one of them, barring a few I've just mentioned, should hang their heads in shame. And then when you've got Szoboszlai coming out saying, we can see he's getting off on the 80th minute, and that's exactly why. Because you can't fucking get behind that. It's dog shit. We can see them imploding. And if, like, you've got something about you as a player, fucking call out to your captain, call out to your players to say, let's fucking get a grip here. There's none of that. We're too quiet. We're too nice. We don't foul. We just let them run through us, and then we let them get shots off because we don't block anything. So, yeah, we knew the goal was coming, and they rightly, whether you think it's right or wrong, they lost our support at the end, and they got booed, and they deserve to be booed.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you kind of summed it up in all honesty. Yeah, Rio obviously was a bright spark in the first half. Paul couldn't leave him. Frimpong wasn't as effective. I think he was up against one of the only players who could match him for pacing with Jed's bench. He's rapid himself, so it was difficult for him to really have an impact. Ekatike had Nunes boots on. Ekatike was awful when he came on. But that was probably his worst performance for us. He just couldn't find his feet. Even when he was like receiving the ball, there was a moment in the second half, and he got the ball in the box, and he nearly fell over his own feet in the box, and then shot.
This.
Yeah,
you went a little bit muffled then.
Sorry.
Ekatike offered fuck all, horrendous, and then he shoots over the bar after us working hard to get the ball to him and start laughing, and you're like,
yeah,
what's up with you?
But now, as you say, McAllister right now. McAllister needs to be the first player out the door in the summer. He's absolutely shocking, diabolical. He's been woeful all season, barring 1 or 2 games. Gravenberg nowhere near the level he was last season. I don't think it's as much on Gravenberg. I do think we experimented with him in the 6 last season. It worked, and we've stuck with it. And now it's kind of not really working. He needs to be up the pitch a bit more, I think. But again, he's not looked nearly as good as he did last season. Salah, yeah, I mean, he tried hard, created a few chances, but you just knew it was one of them games where nothing was going to come off. As I said, we the chances we were creating was shite. Even Rio in the first half, he had a few shots, but they were weak. They weren't very good shots. They were just right at the keeper. He was cutting inside a bit more second half as well, and it just not like him. Yeah, it's just it's these same fucking conversations that we're having most weeks now.
You could just play the same podcast over and over again for the past 10 weeks, lad. Yeah. And that's the problem, is that the same players doing the same things and the same thing from the manager, but the whole top and bottom of it at the moment is there's literally zero belief in the club. And, you know, we've gone from doubters to believers to doubters who can't imagine themselves believing again, because I don't know how he gets us out of it, because the players physically can't play. It's like watching Sunday League. They're absolutely horrendous. There's moments in that game yesterday. No one got out to see for anything other than Rio Ngamoa. Like him going down the line and taking men on and doing his step overs and skinning people, like, and then getting the ball into the box. That gets you out your seat. Ekatike with the ball at his feet, 4-on-2. No one batted an eyelid. No one believed we were going to score there. And as you've seen, fucking shit passing to Chiesa. If somehow gets it back to Ekatike, shit shot, no power. But you could have 5 players onto the goalie, and I don't think anyone would get out the seat. I don't think anyone would believe we've got a goal in us. We're just literally a really terrible, disconnected football team at the minute. We look like if that would have been the first game of pre-season after all the changes and that, you'd sort of go, yeah, I get it. Yeah, we'll see what happens in the weeks coming. We'll see a bit of identity. There's no identity. Don't know what to sign. It was our game plan yesterday was give the ball to Rio Ngamoa. That see if he can make something happen. That was it. That was literally us. Yeah, I thought he had a good game. Thought he was a breath of fresh air compared to how slow we are. And yeah, I said to you last week, didn't I? He's 17. Shouldn't be relying on him at this age, at this stage of his career, and in the situation we're in. But we were, and then he takes him off anyway. And I think, don't get me wrong, I think he was starting to slow down a bit. He was starting to struggle. But at the very least, there, keep Frimpong on, have a little bit of firepower and pace, like bursting in behind. As soon as you took him off, we were done.
We've been saying it all season now about the subs. The subs, how often have they actually made the difference positively for us this season? 9 times out of 10, the shit. You know, it's the same sub all the time, isn't it? Normally, it's Kanate comes off and a striker comes on, and then we concede anyway. And it's pointless and made no difference whatsoever. Starting Gomez, who, to be fair to him, I don't think Gomez has really played badly at any point this season. I thought he was poor second half, at least yesterday. I think a lot of people for the goal that they scored were poor. But Gomez, just, I don't know, like, for such a experienced player, even at his age, I know he's still only like 27, 28, something like that. But he's so experienced, and for him in the box to go to the ball instead of staying with Richarlison in that moment is just complete lunacy. Van Dijk didn't really do anything. Robertson had a very poor game, I thought, as when you compared the game against Wolves the other week. Yeah, we're putting our best midfielder at right back again and starting a right back at right wing. Every decision he makes, I don't understand it anymore. I don't understand what he's seeing in training to stick with some of the players he's sticking with. Gakpo, he's been the talk of the season, really, in most cases. And I agree with you. I do think he put a good shift in. I thought he worked hard. He won the ball back quite a bit for us. Never, ever in a million years thought he was going to score a goal, what he's there to do. He did have that one decent chance where he's at the post. But in terms of the effort, you could see it in him at least. So I'll give him a little bit of credit for that. But overall, for the course of the season, he should not be starting right now. McAllister wouldn't get a game for the under-21s at the minute, the way he's playing. And it's just shit. Like, I've got no other words. There's nothing else we can say anymore. Like you say, you could go back 3 weeks, 4 weeks, whatever, replay a podcast from us from then, and it's the exact same conversations. And then we've got Tuesday coming up, Wednesday rather, sorry, and there's going to be 61,000 Liverpool fans in the ground, and we're going to do absolutely fuck all to get anybody to fucking get excited about it, because, like you said, there's no belief. I don't know a single person who thinks we're going to go through. And it's Galatasaray. Like, no disrespect to Galatasaray, they've beat us twice this season already, and deserve to both times, in fairness. But it's Galatasaray. Like someone said after that first game last week, they're the team. This is the Porto ties we used to get with Klopp, and you'd go there and you'd put 5 past them in their own fucking ground. Like, that's what that should be, realistically, with the players we've got on paper, with the amount of money we've spent, with the squad, with the first 11 we've assembled. We shouldn't be going to Galatasaray and losing. We shouldn't be playing that Spurs team, the worst Spurs team anyone's seen in a fucking God knows how long. Because even last season, I know they were down there in the flirting with relegation, but they weren't this bad last season. They shouldn't be coming to Anfield and getting a result. We shouldn't be going to Wolves, one of the worst teams the Premier League's ever seen, and losing. Like, on paper, this team should be fucking running away with the league based on who we've signed, the money we've spent, and everything that's being given to us. And it's just it's a shambles. Like you said, nobody knows what to do, and I don't think the players believe in the system. I don't think we've really got a system, which doesn't help, but the players don't believe in what they're being asked to do. They're slow, they're lethargic, they've got no energy, they're giving up after 60 minutes. A 17-year-old shouldn't be fucked after 60 minutes. He shouldn't be. Again, I say it all the time. It's Slot. I do believe that all his substitutions are pre-planned before the game, regardless of what the game's looking like at that time, unless we get an injury. A 17-year-old shouldn't be coming off after 90 minutes when he's played 11 games all season.
No, he was slowing down as well.
He was, yeah, he was.
What's going on? How are we getting, was it 11 kilometres they ran more than us?
Something like that, yeah.
Like, how's that possible, lad? Like, I'm not being funny. You can be shit at football, and if you're willing to put the work in, you've got a chance of winning games. They're fucking horrendous. Don't think they've outrun anyone. Then, like, I just don't get where our fitness has gone. And I'd understand that if, like, we hadn't bought loads of players and we did have loads of older players. Obviously, we've got in that team Robbo and Van Dijk, who I think if you put Robbo against anyone, I think he would have covered the same ground. And then you've got young lads playing footy. You know what I mean? They should be running around. We don't track back. We don't go through the ball. We don't try and make the 50-50s first. We lose out on every duel. You've got like the likes of McAllister. There was 3 times in that game yesterday where he put his head down and dangled his leg, and he just walked past him, and then he stopped dead, and I was fucking screaming for him to come off the pitch. And Curtis Jones done the same. Just puts a leg out and he go through him, and he jogs back, and I'm like, there's not what
it's lazy.
It's just not what we're wanting to see. But again, is it like they should be going into meeting? They should be having a go at each other now on the training ground. They should be going in after that. They'll be blaming each other. And Szoboszlai stood there after it again, saying we don't know what's happening, we don't know why, we need to get better. But fucking go in and tell them, go in and speak to them, and go in and grab your captain and say we need to tell him that he's a lazy cunt. We need to tell him he's a lazy cunt. We need to tell him he's a shithouse. Because while we're not telling them, they just keep doing it. And you can see the players have just lost belief in each other. Even remember the times? For instance, imagine yesterday's happening and you've got Firmino, Mane and Salah running towards 2 Tottenham defenders. Van Dijk would have been celebrating it prematurely. He'd have had his arms up. And we've seen him do it. He'd have his arms up, ready to celebrate. They look gaunt, they look fucking drained. There's no enthusiasm. And it's again, it's the same in the stands. You've got these fucking, you've got people on Twitter who don't really go to the game, who are calling people a disgrace for booing. When you're paying money week in, week out to watch that and for it to not get better after spending all that money after winning the league, yeah, people have got a right to respond how they feel. And it's like, I just don't know, none of us know where we're going to be next year. If we make changes, you know, we could cock up and it could be all a big massive fucking coincidence that it's just not working out with some of these players and we need to get rid of some of the players. But I think Arne Slot will do well in another league with another group of players who can play his style. But when you've got some of the best footballers in the world, some of the most energetic footballers in the world last season, some of the, you know, ball playing footballers and players like Ekitike, you want to get in behind them, want to march on them, want to attack. When you've got them playing this style of football, I just don't think there's a return for you. And I think, like I said yesterday, you know, I'm not putting all the blame on the manager. I think he's sometimes a little bit fucking shocked as us. I don't think he knows what his players are doing sometimes. But again, that's not good. Between you and your coaches, you can't get them playing away because they just can't play it. Then you either change your system to suit the players, or you change the starting 11. And he's done everything. He's done them bits, so he can't really do any more than he's already done, and it's not getting any better. So you need fresh ideas, and you need change. And I said yesterday, if you don't beat Tottenham, he's got to go. And I think Galatasaray might put the final nail in the coffin for him, because the boos are going to be horrendous when we play like that on Wednesday and we go out.
Yeah, I mean, we've got to make it some kind of fucking atmosphere on Wednesday. Obviously, Galatasaray, no fans in the ground, so it is literally going to be 61,000 Liverpool fans, and we've just got to we've got to turn up, both the players and the fans. I think the fans need to be there and, you know, make themselves known and heard from the off. But then, you know, if we can see the performances and isn't what we needed to be to beat them and get through, then that atmosphere is going to go fast, and you can't blame anybody in the ground for that. If you know, it's one thing, we say it all the time. You know, if we'd have played that game yesterday and fucking battered them, and they fucking snuck an equaliser at the end, then you gutted in a completely different way. You're like, fucking hell, can't believe that. But like, it wasn't that kind of game at all. It was just like, again, you say it all, you just know it's coming. You knew what was going to happen. You, like you said before, you knew he was going to score. You knew he was going to have some fucking obnoxious celebration. And fair play to him. Like, yeah, he does fucking end up scoring quite a bit against us. So, you know, fair play.
Even that, I was saying yesterday, remember Rooney tried to celebrate the cup and he got a fucking knocker through his head. The difference now, there was no one even shouting at him. If I was, and I'm not even being like a Billy Big Balls, I wouldn't have been able to restrain myself if I'd have been down the front. I'd have threw my shoe at him or something. I'd have fucking found something to throw at him, because he's a cunt.
Yeah.
But obviously,
there's no reaction at all, was there, though? You've seen pictures and everyone just kind of standing there looking at him.
I think, don't get me wrong, it's probably a bit fucking controversial saying that, and I think I'm a bit of a, you know, what's it called, contradiction, because when he scored, I did just stand there with my arms folded because I knew he was going to score, and when he was celebrating, I was just sat there thinking, I just hope he don't get another fucking attack, because he could win it for him. So yeah, I think, yeah, you want to see a bit more from the fans, but also, like, I never responded to it because I knew it was coming. Just stood there like that, waiting for it to go in, went in, and stayed like that until I think I got off at the booze. Again, it's just, I don't know. It's like, if they were fighting for us and they would sign their hardest, and we could see that it meant something to them all, and we could see they were struggling with these results, then we would be behind them. But some of them don't look asked. Some of them, I think, yesterday at full time, I think the realisation was, I think they fucked the season up completely. And I think that they're strolling through games thinking the champions and the better than what they are, and they're struggling. And then they're all dumbfounded when they get found out and they concede late and the belief's all drained out the club. But I think yesterday, you could see on their faces what the boos meant to them. They've just been booed off the pitch at Anfield, which it doesn't happen. But sometimes it has to happen. And I genuinely think, whether it was at the manager or the players, they needed to be booed.
Yeah.
I think if it happens against Galatasaray, I think they'd be booed more. But again, it's a fresh start. It's a new game. It's a different competition. We go into it. If you go in the game, they'll probably do the exact same as Sunday. They'll try and get right behind them until the ball gets played sideways and backwards and to Alisson, to Van Dijk. And then for your main fucking centre mid to be fucking dangling a leg and going backwards, for your strikers to not look remotely dangerous or be able to hit the target, for them to have 3 attacks and nearly score all 3, then you're drained. You can't get behind it. So same thing might happen. They get a fresh start, they get a chance. But I wish someone would put the "We'll fight the fight for Liverpool" banner in the Kop. Let them know we know they're not doing enough, and that's why he's got booed.
Yeah.
And again, it's at a point now where I think when you're seeing like Europe and that, where you've got your captain addressing the fans, go and fucking face the Kop at full time on Sunday and say, listen, we're trying everything, we're putting the effort in. And when the fans relay that back to Van Dijk and go, well, he's fucking not, and he's not, and he's not, and we can all see it, so you should be able to see it, so you fucking tell him. And that's what's not happening. There's just they're just hiding. And I think the players are getting a massive fucking situation off the hook where they're performing terribly week in, week out, and it's people going for the manager every game. To some, Gakpo walks on water when he has the worst game because they've backed themselves to support him non-stop. It's the same. It's gone full circle. It's Salah now. No matter what Salah does, he's not good enough. He needs to go for some. And it's the same with the manager. So I just wish everyone could watch it as a neutral and go, well, he played shite that game, but he played good. So, you can't have a go at him today. You can have a go at him. And just watch it as what's really happening day to day. So, game to game. I don't like that ball. I don't like Canate. Fucking can't stand McAllister. But when they play well, I'm made up for them. Thought Gakpo played well the other day. Canate didn't play. Thought Gomez done all right. But, say, game by game, there's no agenda from me. I just want Liverpool to win. And if they don't win because the system is shite, then the manager's shite. If they don't win because players are dangling a leg and not getting back, it's because they're shite. So there's just a mix of all of it at the minute. And I don't know how we fit. I genuinely don't think another manager comes in and gets McAllister fitted the rest of the season, gets him tracking and running and defending. I don't think anyone comes in and gets Curtis Jones with a forward brain going to go forward and make change. I just don't think. I don't know what's going on. Even Florian Wirtz today, he was like on the 6-yard box twice and he passed. Won't shoot. There's just a nervousness around all the forwards, and I think they're just all scared to make mistakes. And again, I don't know whether that's because is he a cunt when he get back in the dressing room? Does he go over the top and flip and make them feel like bellends? Whereas I think Klopp would have flipped for a minute, and then when he calms down, it's like, listen, you're well better than that. Sort your heads out. I don't know what the issue is, what the answer is. If there's any man management, if there's any coaching going on, and if the players are able to do it, because it's just all very wrong.
No, it is. What I will say about, obviously, I hate the sideways and backwards passes, and Alisson probably has the most touches in our fucking team these days. But what I will say is, you see it all the time. We get the ball. Van Dijk might have it, or like Gravenberg's got it. Someone's got it, maybe in the field or something, and absolutely no cunt is moving. Everybody's stood still, and so it's a case of having to go back to get in a better position themselves and receive a pass a bit further up for them to still nobody to be fucking moving for them. They're just, again, it's that passion, that fucking just that effort that you want to see from them. It's non-existent for large portions of every game. And we've got away with it some games, and we've obviously come out with with the odd with a few wins here and there, like. But I mean, it's just awful. And yeah, like you say, I mean, I am fully Slot out now. Like I'm not shy about saying that anymore. I don't give a fuck what anybody thinks. Like I think everybody pretty much thinks the same now anyway. But I think he's got to go. I think, yeah, obviously there's individual mistakes getting made in games and things like that, but I just think overall, like we've been saying for weeks and weeks, there's no system, there's no shape, there's no plan of any kind. It doesn't seem, and obviously all of that comes from him. I think it's been spoke about this week. Like we're not training, pretty much we're training like once or twice a week tops now. Which again, like how are you meant to work on what's going wrong in every single game if you're training once or twice a week? I don't know, obviously we've got games to contend with and things like that, but like, you know, you can't be fucking you can't be half-arsing it when we're playing as bad as we are, and they need to be getting in there. Like no days off from training. Even if they don't go in and train, go in and watch the fucking games together. See what they're doing wrong. Look at the spaces that they're leaving in behind. Look at how open the midfield is. Actually come up with some fucking plans together to try and fix it, because it's been all season. It's not even just been all season. It's been since fucking February last year. It's been over 12 months now that we've been seeing the same shit, and absolutely nothing's changed, with the exception of the odd game, like Tottenham at home when we got confirmed as champs. Like, I was going to think of another one, and I genuinely can't.
But I just think, like, as a coach, he knows his job's on the line. It's practically gone on it. I think if we scrape through the Champions League Wednesday, we don't win it. We get knocked out because there's better teams. And whilst they also think that playing the likes of PSG who are going to tackles is better for us because they leave gaps in behind, we don't hit the target anyway. And we don't defend well enough to keep teams like PSG out from scoring 3 or 4 goals. So I just think we got humiliated, which I don't want to see. I'd rather them go or walk before then. I think if we go out to Galatasaray, he's gone. But he should be gone straight away. It should be done. And yeah, thank him for winning the league. But even when we won the league, the football was atrocious. And then it got found out completely in like January, February. Went out to Champions League, and we still won the league, but the football weren't entertaining. So that's the key thing, and it is: are we watching a Liverpool football team? No. Are we watching anything that resembles Liverpool? No. Are we going into games against some of the worst teams in the league and panicking? Yeah, because we don't believe in the team. So something's got to give. Again, I don't think there's a way back for certain players, but that also, that the manager should be taking them out the team. He's relying on them to fuck him over week in, week out. As a coach, if that was me, I'd take every one of them. I'd get me fucking match analysis fella to take snippets from every game the last 5 weeks where we've struggled, make a compilation video of individual players and go into a room with them and show them it and just say, this is you this season, that's you this season, that's you, and I'm getting the blame for it. So you tell me what I'm doing wrong to make you play like that. And they just need to have a big fight, basically. They do. They just need to have a Royal Rumble, and whoever wins, wins. Fuck it. If Arne Slot wins, he stays. If he doesn't, he goes. But I just
even my dad was saying the other day, lad, he's fucking got him an iPad a few months ago, and he's fucking never off it now. So he's been seeing all the videos of them in training and all that, and even he picked up on it. Like, we're fucking putting in a absolutely fucking disgusting display, and then they're all going into training and laughing and joking and sitting around having coffees, and I get that, like, where you're going into any job, it's not going to be serious all the time, but when you're underperforming in your job, that's not what you want to be seeing. Like, you don't want to be seeing them. Like, even on Sky Sports picked up on something, and don't get me wrong, they were just having a bit of a fucking mess around. Szoboszlai and Salah, they were hitting it over the goal to each other. And that's all it was. They were just like messing. Oh no, sorry, they were throwing like a medicine ball over the bar to each other. And Tim Sherwood was on there like, what's that? What are they doing? What's that about? And it, out of context, it looks stupid. And as I say, it's just them having a bit of a fucking joke. But then, like I say, they're in no position to be going in and having a joke when they're putting in performances like that. They're really not. Like, and it might sound a bit like, I don't know, it might sound a bit ass to say it, but they're really not. Like, if you went in, if you were going to work on a big job as a spark and you'd fucking give them a time frame of like 8 weeks or something, and you were 14 weeks in and still hadn't finished it, and you were going in and laughing and joking, the person you're working for wouldn't be like, ah, yeah, all right, they'd be going, what the fuck are you playing at?
Yeah, you're right. You're right, lad. And again, I think when if you've got anything about you, you'd be going in there and you'd be saying, listen, I'm fucking sorry about this, but we'll get it sorted as fast as we can. We'll get it fixed, and don't worry. You know, give them a little bit of fucking belief that you're the right person for the job. And the players at the minute, that's the thing, and there's not enough leaders to call it out. And I think I've played Sunday League and we've won games or we've lost games. We've come back to pub and there's nearly been a fight every game because you're like, you fucking should have done this or you cost us that, and you'd have it out with them there and then. You know, if I've been captain of teams and I've said to someone, fucking hell, you need to track back more. You're killing the winger or the left back or the right back. You cost us that goal by doing this. We were in Belfast, me and my half fella, and Lingfield FC had just won the league and come into the pub, and they were nearly fighting. They were doing the same. They just won the league and they were having a party, and the captain was having a go at lads around the table, like saying, you know, next season, fucking off the rest of the season, you need to sort doing this and doing that while they're having a fucking pint. But that's what you need. You don't settle it. You've won the league last year and now it's all a big joke and then it's all going to just fix itself. You need to be accountable, and that's what the fans done yesterday by booing them. Was it made them all accountable, let them all know you aren't doing enough, and there's not enough leaders in the team to pull players aside to say, listen, that there's on you. That's where your captain should be coming in, and he should have his own little, you know, I think they used to say it on like the Dalglish days, and that was Dalglish and Anson and stuff. It was like little cliques where he didn't really fuck with them, and if they didn't like something that was going on, you know, it sort of changed. You need to have like a few enforcers in that team. The same when we've had Milner before, and Milner's set his own rules up, and he fucking fined players for being late and stuff like that. We haven't got any of that anymore. There's just no authority within our squad. I think Van Dijk looks like a leader. Doesn't look that vocal to me on the pitch, and when things go wrong, he just throws his arms up in the air and puts his head down. Andy Robbo's your biggest leader there, but I think even he's had enough. I think he's looking at players and seeing them struggle and seeing them not perform. There's only so much you can say to players like that once they give up, and the problem with Liverpool is everyone's give up, and that means the fans as well. And when that happens, I just don't think there's a return. I'd love for us to go and blitz Galatasaray tomorrow and then win every game, get in the Champions League, come out, make a statement. We're going to make a few signings. We know where we need to fix it. Going to be signed. It's not going to happen. The fans aren't going to allow it to happen. It's gone from social media gobshites who haven't got a clue, and it's bled onto the pitch, bled on into the stands. Match-going fans have got every right to have a go at them when they're paying money to go and see them. And that's what happened. So I'm all for it because I think they need to know, but I can't see us. We're not going to improve between now and the end of the season. Don't think we're going to do anything. I think the season's practically finished. And does a manager come in now and get some of these players playing any better? I don't think he does.
No, I don't.
Really don't. But Jimmy, and who's available? Really?
Alonso is the only one who's readily available. But again, I've said it time and time again, I don't want him. I just don't.
I like this football at Leverkusen, and I thought they were fucking brilliant. I don't know whether he has that. Again, I don't know whether he has that leadership value, the authority to fucking like have a go at players and stuff. And yeah, I think Real Madrid's a tough job because if you do a few things the players don't agree with, they tell you, which is that I think the Real Madrid players were wrong and premature to get rid of Alonso, but we could do it something like that going on with us now, where the players say, listen, we don't fucking agree with what's going on here, so we think this, and give us a chance. But again, how embarrassing is that? like at this level of football, if our captain says to the manager, listen, we think we should go with a fucking 5-4-1 here, and he has to listen and he has to take it on board because he hasn't got a clue, then he needs to go anyway. So just no way. I just don't think there's no way out of the manager not going.
No.
I just think he's done, and I do feel sorry for him because I can see when that goal goes in, his head just falls off, and he's just like, it's happened again, and he doesn't know why. None of us know why, but it's happening. So it's just the way it is. If you're a business owner and you were hemorrhaging money, but you thought all your promotions were brilliant, you were getting loads of sales, at some point you'd have to just change exactly what you were doing or take the chop yourself. So we're killing ourselves, and the leader of the pack doesn't really know why. So he's got to go.
Yeah, he's past the point of no return. It's just, yeah, he's not the man to lead us forward. He's not the man to take us forward. He's just not him. Yeah, again, thank you for number 20. You'll always be remembered for that. But yeah, it's been a fucking diabolical season, and sadly, I think this will somehow, for some people at least anyway, this season will sort of live longer in the memory for them than last season. But that's just what you get with some people in it. But yeah, look, as I say, personally, I don't want Alonso just for the fact that he turned us down to wait for the Real Madrid job in the first place, and then it went to shit for him. Although, to be fair, I mean, I know they weren't in a bad position when he got sacked or anything like that. I think they were actually doing all right, but then at the same time, you look at some of the other names who we've been linked with, and obviously, someone like Luis Enrique, he stands out after what he's done at PSG. Nagelsmann is obviously a big name. Whether he'd be a good fit for us, it remains to be seen. I think the Stuttgart manager has been sort of named as a possible candidate as well. But it's like, no disrespect to him, but like, is going for the Stuttgart manager really any different than going for the Feyenoord manager? Like, it just feels like a bit of a sameness. Like, we need to be going, if we are going to replace him, it's got to be going for someone fucking elite. It can't be a sort of up and coming, potentially great manager. It's got to be somebody ready, elite now. It's got to be somebody like that.
There's no one available.
There's not many people like that about. Don't get me wrong, I do understand that.
Connection to the club. I prefer someone who had a connection to the club, and that doesn't mean Alonso or just anyone. Someone who we can really rally behind and get behind. It's a pipe dream because it's not the way football is anymore. But I think if he goes this season, then you've got to bring in someone like Gerrard, who's going to just, said the word, like, I'd help him whatever capacity was needed. I think he comes in with someone like fucking Carragher, who's just all mouth, and he's like your little Sammy Lee, who can analyse the game, who can see the game. It sounds fucking brain dead, doesn't it, really? Gerrard and Carragher taking over, but they're people who live and dream Liverpool. They live by Liverpool. That's what their life is. So I prefer that in the dugout at the moment than anything. I just think going through another transition and all that, I think people like them can get the better out of players for a small period of time at least, and then you see how it goes. But for now, I just think the fact he hasn't gone already after the Tottenham game, I think they're just set in stone, aren't they? He's going to stay till the end of the season, and if that is the case, then obviously the talks will be ongoing now, and it more than likely will be Alonso. I wouldn't be against it, but it's not me. When I say he's not my preferred choice, I just don't see him as a Liverpool manager yet. But I say I'd love nothing more than us to just fucking wake up tomorrow and Wednesday and Liverpool start playing magnificent football. But like, it's hard. If I think of our best 11 potentially next season without any signings, with all the injured players back, it's a lot different than what we're seeing here, isn't it? But then you'd still need to replace McAllister. You still need a right back because Bradley's
Going to get injured again at some point.
Yeah, he's completely finished, isn't he? Going to need a left back because Robbo's. Oh no, you got Kirker. Sorry. Going to need an enforcer in the midfield. You're going to need more wingers. You can't rely on Rio Wengamoa. I mean, Gakpo's not a winger.
Salah will probably go.
Salah's more than likely going, yeah. So we still need like 5 or 6 players to boost that squad. I just think that's a lot to ask for, as well as having a manager who mightn't like some of the players who are already there. So I think without replacing loads of players, there's going to be players that a manager doesn't fancy. But yeah, I don't know. I just don't know. All I know is I don't understand what's in the. I don't understand what we're doing, and I don't enjoy watching Liverpool anymore. So yeah, I'd take anything at the minute just to get us playing the Liverpool way and to resemble a Liverpool team that shows fight and passion. And as I say, I think the banner on the coffin Wednesday should be fight for Liverpool, and that'll be a message to the players to stop shitting themselves, because that's what they're doing. They're letting us all down. They don't look like they're playing for the shirt or the manager or the club. And I think we might be in for a shock come the end of the season with players who haven't got long left on contracts who mightn't be renewing. Because if you were the likes of Szoboszlai, I know Alisson's getting another year and Robbo's debating it, any.
Gravenberg's obviously signed the new deal.
I think McAllister's got 1 year. We'd be too well to get any money for him. Yeah, Salah's going to go. I think Van Dijk might be in 2 minds once the money comes in. So we might be looking at big changes again in the summer. But if we don't qualify for the Champions League, we're not going to have the money, are we? So it's just one of them situations where we could just have shot ourselves in the foot by buying too many big names in a period where we need to rebuild the fucking whole team.
Yeah. That's the issue taking it. Don't think a single person thought this season was going to go how it's gone, especially after them first 5 games where you get the wins, and even though everybody could see we still weren't playing great, then you just thought, right, it's going to just be one of them seasons where we get over the line by any means necessary, and it just hasn't been that. It's been anything but, and it's just.
And I know we've discussed the Jota situation and stuff, and like it's still raw to the players, but that doesn't make you not tackle. Doesn't make you start the half decent and completely zone out. It doesn't. Just doesn't. So there's no excuses for the performances. There's no excuses for the lack of effort and the lethargicness of some of the performances from individuals. There's also no reason why in a system we should be getting outrun or owned by anybody. And that was embarrassing against Tottenham. We made a team like Tottenham believe they could hunt us down and beat us. We made a team like Wolves feel like that. We went to Galatasaray, one of the worst teams in the competition. Made them feel they could hunt us down and beat us. And teams are hunting us down. They're pressing us. They're making us make mistakes. Players who shouldn't have fucking be on the same pitch as some of ours, and we're falling apart. And it's as a whole club at the moment, we look in fucking disarray. We just look shambolic, and I don't think it knows what's going on or why. So it's we're no better off in opinion. I don't know who to blame. I think they're all fucked from the top to the bottom of the club. I think we're in a bad way, and something has to give. Whether you fucking get rid of Hughes and Edwards, whether you get rid of Slot, whether you understand you need to get rid of a few of the players, or you fucking go and get rid of a lot of them. Get rid of the fucking hierarchy, get rid of Slot, and get rid of a few of the players in the summer, and say to someone new, you're in charge. That'd be one of the things I'd be looking at. I'd break an emergency glass and get Jurgen Klopp home once, but it's not going to happen, so we've got to fucking put that aside. I wish we could just get him on the fucking phone or FaceTime him in the dressing room on Wednesday or something, just to give them a motivational speech, get them believing. Fucking, you know what I mean? It's embarrassing. I think we're out of our depth with everything.
I replay it in my head and I just think to myself, we are the only team in the league that can't beat Tottenham right now. Any other team in the league would have battered them yesterday. But then at the same time, I think Tottenham are probably the only team in the league that are bad enough that they can't beat us. Because I think if we'd have played like that against anybody else in the league this season, as we have done, we would have got fucking battered. And so it's just a sorry state. And I'm really not looking forward to Wednesday. I just don't see any way out of it for us. I really don't. I think we'll probably get a goal on the night, but I don't see them not scoring. I think it's over. We're not gonna progress in the FA Cup. We're gonna get fucking annihilated by City. And even City aren't good. City is shit at the minute, and they'll annihilate us. They'll embarrass us. If we somehow manage to get through against Galatasaray, PSG will embarrass us. If they can put 5 past, I know Chelsea again, another team who aren't exactly fucking pulling up any trees this season, but they've got a new manager in. They've got a bit of an excuse. They've got a little bit of a get out of jail card. They went there and scored 2. We're not going to Paris and scoring 2. They're still scoring 5 against us, though. That's the difference.
The problem for us, lad, is, again, I look at individuals. I look at Ekitike with the chances he had the other day. He had 2 chances, and both of them had absolutely nothing about them. I think one went out for a throw-in. But then there's times where he can rifle the top of the net with that. And then same with Salah. Salah had one into feet, and he's hit it left foot. Sometimes they're going in the top corner. Fucking Engamoa. Gakpo's at the post, but they're weak efforts. They're not just like, they're not shot,
no conviction.
There's nothing about them.
There's no belief that they're going to score with any of these chances.
But that's what I mean. It's like the players are just like going through the motions with it. And Engamoa, don't get me wrong, Engamoa, I thought he tried everything, but again, he's not one of them players who's got the strongest shot in the world, is he? He was just getting them on target a little bit, but. No, I don't have any belief that we've got goals in our team. And when I look at the team on paper, when I was laughing and smirking the other day, saying to Engamoa on the left and Frimpong on the right, and we still couldn't make anything happen. There was moments where Engamoa put the ball across the box, or Frimpong did, and there's no one from the midfield joining it to get on the end of it. It was just the striker in there and the 2 fullbacks outside the box, one of them crossing the ball in. Nothing to like 5, 6 Tottenham defenders. There's just nothing about us. No belief, and I don't think the players believe in themselves. And I think I don't think they believe in each other.
No, I think you're right.
That's the problem. But then when you're looking at our bench and you bring them, why are you bringing Chiesa on with 2 minutes to go? If he's what's going to bail you out the shit, why is he not starting on the right? I don't get it. If that's what you got, if that's what you're going through to bail us out the shit, my opinion would have been leave Salah off at that point. Leave Salah off until you're absolutely fucking desperate for another goal. Keep Frimpong on. There's no reason to change the team.
Yeah. And that's why I go back to the point I've made a few times and made it earlier. Like, I do think all the subs are pre-planned, regardless of how the game's going, which to me just goes to show how bad his game management actually is. Because if he's planning subs before the game, as it feels like to me, before every game, regardless of how the game's going, then he hasn't got a clue how to fix it. And that's the end of the line for me straight away. So yeah, I say not looking forward to Wednesday. Thankfully, Jay goes to Krakow on fucking Thursday, so we don't have to speak about Liverpool until next week. We get a full week off, not talking about these fucking firm gobshites. And that's the happiest thing about this week in terms of Liverpool for me, that I don't have to talk about them anymore for at least a week.
Yeah, and I hope again. I know there's fans out there who, Slot's still in a job and they'd rather us lose Wednesday or get humiliated Wednesday, so he gets sacked. But I think the whole top and bottom is, if he was going to get sacked, he'd have been sacked by now. I think they're going to stick with him regardless. If we finish 8th, out the Champions League, out the FA Cup, win nothing, I think he's still in the job until the summer. But I want us to go and win. I want us to go and progress. And I want us to have a bit of time and a bit of training to go and have a go at PSG or whoever. But I just don't see it. The further we can go, the more chance we've got of winning them. If we could fluke the Champions League this season, but Like, that's not going. If we win the Champions League with the football we've been playing and the results we've had in the league, that's not. I don't think it's going to change our minds anyway. It'd be fucking great to add number 7 to the list, but not like that. Not the way we're playing. Not the way we've had the season. Not the way we feel. That feel of euphoria. If we won the Champions League, it'd last a couple of days, and then realization of it that we're still that team with them players and that manager, and we're not very good. So the best thing for us would probably be to fucking go out and make changes. It sounds absolutely mad because I want us to win every game, but we're not going well.
No. And no, I mean, don't get me wrong, I said it, I can't remember what game it was before, but obviously there was people online a couple of weeks ago saying, I hope we lose tonight and shit like that. It might have been the FA Cup one against Wolves. And I put on Twitter, like, if you want us to lose tonight, just so Slot might get sacked, he won't. Then you're a cunt. And I stand by that. My first thought with Liverpool is always ever that I want us to win. I don't give a fuck about what it means for anything else. I want Liverpool to win every football match we play. But I don't believe that we will anymore. Under Klopp, you could have put fucking prime Real Madrid and Barcelona on the pitch together, 22 fucking players, and I would have thought we'd fucking go and batter them. Like, he gave us that belief, like you say, doubters to believers. Like, you could have put any collection of footballers on the pitch against the Jurgen Klopp Liverpool, and I would have thought we'd beat them 10 times out of 10. It wouldn't have fucking, I wouldn't have batted an eyelid. You could have fucking resurrected prime Pele and Maradona and anyone else you can think of and put them on the same team and put them against that team, and I would have thought we'd won. And now you could put fucking Prescott cables against us, and I think they'd give us a game and we'd struggle.
You're right, lads. You're right. That's the horrible thing about it, is like having no belief in them, like having nothing in you when you go to the game. We went to the match the other day. No one really spoke about the match before it because no one's interested. We know how it's going to pan out. To say, there's a few little conversations of what score I think it's going to be, and everyone agreed that we were going to concede a goal and we weren't going to do much going forward. And that's the problem with us. The belief is completely drained out the club, out the fans, and when that happens, there's not really any way going back. We can all see it, and I just don't know how long it's going to go on for now.
No, don't. So yeah, look, let's wrap it up because there's only so much you can say at this point.
By the way,
fucking eyeball it. Yeah, look, gonna wrap it up there. As I say, Jay's Krakow the end of the week, so there won't be another one this week. So it is going to be after next weekend's games next week, some point when we get to yours again. I'd like to think deep down that there'll be some positivity to talk about, but the overwhelming feeling is that they won't be. But we'll see. Hopefully, who knows? Until then, up the Reds. I can only just about muster that now.
Grim.